Good afternoon, swing traders. It's Wednesday, August 28th. It's approximately 3:24 p.m. The market is still open, but I thought I'd jump in here and give a quick market update. Got some things to do today after market close, so I thought I would come in while it's still open. So we won't know fully what how the day ends. But anyway, looking at it right now. Looks like the QQQs and SPY and IWM had a good day. Bit of a bullish day. Now this morning we did test this range again, but this range down here, but ultimately, this level here, but it ultimately did recover from that, and looks like it may be trying to close near the high of the day, which would be a good sign. Now, what I'll be looking for is I want to see if we close today. Ideally we close above, back above Monday's high, um, and then ideally we do that on heavier volume. Now, looking at the volume right now it's 325. We may or may not make that. You know, there's going to be some volume that comes in at the very end of the day. Will it be enough to push that over? Probably not. I think best case we're probably break even with the prior days, which really doesn't tell me a lot. For this volume to really tell me something, to tell me that we've had a change in direction and we're going to see more positive days, is I would want to see that volume above average here. And the average line I have is a 20-day moving average on volume. That's typically what I use, but as long as that volume is below average, and it'll probably be roughly about the same as yesterday and Monday. That doesn't tell me a lot. Also, we're still in the range of yesterday's candle, so yeah, we did break below it. We recovered, so that's positive, but we're still within the range. So there's not a lot of positive here. So that the bearish case still does continue. At the end of yesterday's video, I was uh, somewhat open-minded, saying it's okay to be a little bit bullish just because there is so much greer feed. I cannot talk. So much fear and greed out there, um, and so today really didn't surprise me to see a turnaround. But is this a turnaround for the longer term? Probably not. I don't know. It's it's really hard to see. What I will want to see tomorrow is a continuation. So I want to see us take out the high of today, and ultimately we want to be back above this Monday level, and then so we can come back and retest that 189 area. If all of that fails, you know what happens. We're once we do take out the Monday low, next our next target is the low from early August, the 179 area, and if we take out that, we're going to be we have much more downside. So generally we are bearish, and my recommendation still stands: either trade light or don't trade at all. I was telling a few people in chat today that I didn't even bother to log into my trading platform today. I didn't have time to day trade really, and I just don't want to take any more swing positions. I have enough. They're doing okay. They're small. I don't intend to add to them. So I just decided to stay out. SPY, really same kind of situation. It's still within yesterday's range. We are closing near the high of the day, which is a positive thing. Assuming this holds, but not a lot to gain from that. The volume also looks it's light, so again, not convincing. But what we could see, if we could see a continuation tomorrow and then expanded volume tomorrow, then perhaps going into Friday we could rally. But it is coming up a holiday weekend, and you know I really doubt we're gonna have the flush before that. But which that would be rare. They usually do like to keep the prices up before holidays. It just seems seems to me that's the way it always happens. So I don't really expect major moves. Although we could see a small continuation. So let's hope for that. IWM also had a good day yesterday. It was a down. It was the strongest to the downside. Um, it was a bit stronger this morning. It looked like it has lost some of the steam there, but I'll keep watching that. I have a couple stocks doing well. ARWR, really kind of just revisiting the highs. Had a really nice strong last 3 days, and continue considering all the downside we've had across the market. That's doing well. So I'm glad I did hold. If you do remember, I did buy at this breakout originally. I sold 80% up here, and then down here, back at that level, I bought some more. So I'm back up there again. I do want to see how the market does tomorrow. Probably, ideally, I like to see a breakout, and I'll probably sell into that again. But if that doesn't happen and the market continues to look negative, I may just take my 80% off again and just see what happens. Because in these kind of conditions, you just gotta kind of take it as it comes. CVNA holding up very well. Uh, looks good. Looks good. CrowdStrike finally had a positive day after looks like 6 down days. Was that six? No, 5 down days. Um, I was looking back at the history of this, and it wasn't since this early June timeframe of when it had that many down days in a row. Um, yep. AYX still sitting here right at the highs. Smartsheet also tried to break down again, but recovered. I did hold in this. If it does close below this level, I would likely sell most of it, but most of my holdings. But I just held on to them, and it looks like we're going to close in that level. Now, team did not have such a good day, but did hold this prior uh, support area or prior resistance area. It became support for the August 15th candle, and that held again today. Um, as far as I'm concerned, this is still healthy. Roku just holding here right up the highs. Shopify holding right up the highs. These two have ran in the last couple days, so that it does make sense to have a flat or a slightly down day. No issue with that. The pattern still holds. Okta, I'll be watching this very shortly today. I believe it's earnings day, so we'll see what happens after market. See if we get the pop. It has had a long consolidation here over the last couple months, so um, this one could pop big. So we'll see what happens. And if this does have good earnings, it'll likely drive all the other or a number of the other infosec software companies up, which would be a good thing. So I'll be watching Okta. Neo looks like it held up. Ring Central held up at the highs. Payscale, this one's been really volatile lately. Would be probably a good day trade candidate, both to the long and short side. It opened right at the lows and it's closing right at the highs, but also looks like it's not going to be taking out yesterday's high. Also, I do notice it is on substantially lighter volume, so I'm not sure how much I would trust this. The rest of the market does continue up, and we do find a footing. Then maybe this will continue to the upside, but for now, it's a little bit too volatile for me to even consider. Ball looks like it's holding at the highs. I'm sorry, Zscaler wanted to break down and stopped itself. It's just ready to go, it looks like, but for one reason or another decided to not go. Garden Health, it's continuing the pattern. It looks like I'm starting to see a little bit of a channel pattern start to emerge there, but yeah, I don't know. I can't get excited about this one for some reason. CTS Technology, see limited ads. It looks like it did close above this level finally, so that's a good sign for that. So and slightly expanded volume, but light volume. This could be a good entry, actually, especially tomorrow. If it retests this level, rejects it, it could continue higher. So that's interesting to watch. AMD, just kind of more of the same. This could be a bear flag to the downside, or it could be range bound. You could look at it both ways. Um, I'm not personally not interested in trading this. Beyond Meat looks like it found support at this old level again, and it's just continuing more of the same. Tesla, more of the same, just ready to break down. Zendesk looks like it's ready to roll over as well. Rapid 7 looks like it's ready to roll over. Just kind of hanging there at the B point. These potentially could be good shorts if the overall market continues to the downside. Zillow starting to roll over. CyberArk starting to roll over. It's recovered a bit. I'll be interested to see how Okta impacts this one. Twilio, a little bit more of the same. So I'm just going to stop right there. Let me check back in at the Qs again before I wrap this up. Looks like we're hanging right there. Looking at the 10-minute, we're probably gonna, if anything, hopefully we just hold this flat, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, we're still in these volatile range right now, and I don't really see a lot of good trades. I mean, there are a couple stocks setting up, a couple stocks also stocks breaking down. That's the story. I suspect more stocks are breaking down than breaking up. So again, trade with caution. There's a lot of fear in the market. It's really hard to go big when there's this much fear. But also, when there's this much fear, sometimes that's when the most opportunity exists. And, the market could move to the upside really quickly. When so many people are short, it could also break down really quickly. You don't want to be caught on the wrong side of that. So I would just say sit out like I am. And, yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'm just going to call it a day, even though the market's still open. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.